Hey guys, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but I just wanted to introduce to you my new daily driver, a 2007 Toyota 4Runner SR5. And this one actually just kind of came up in my life. It was a great deal, and I just sold my Toyota Camry. I was looking for something that would essentially be comfortable to drive, modern enough to have your daily comfort, which is AC and a nice ride. And this one kind of just showed up. I was actually kind of looking for more of something that had great gas mileage and was more of a car like a Toyota Matrix, but this one showed up just in time, just at the right price, and right after I sold my Toyota Camry. So here's a quick look around. Here's the 4Runner, faded headlights, typical Toyota. So immediately you guys see the V8. Now, the 4th gen 4Runner came in 2 engine options. The only one that actually came in with 2 engine options that was a V6 and a V8. Outside of the 4-cylinder and the older 3rd gens, right? So this one came in with a V6 4.0 option and then the V8. This one has the same V8 that you can find in a Toyota Tundra, Toyota Sequoia, and 100 series Land Cruiser. It has been proven the test of time that 4.7 in there is actually one of the best and most desirable engines that's ever been made. With some of the problems with maintenance really is people are particularly frustrated about the placement of the starter in this V8 because it's under the intake manifold, which means you have to take all this stuff off from the top to just replace the the starter. And then also the headers are prone to cracking on these, but and actually I think mine does have a crack on the headers, but outside of that, these things are very reliable, very easy to work on, and you do get plenty of engine space in the hood. With it being the 4Runner, what I really like about it is you have a small platform, or you have your small 4Runner platform, very nimble, very almost, I would say, more of a compact size vehicle, compact size truck platform, ladder on frame still, as you can see under here, and very compact for, especially compared to today's standards, comparative to the new Sequoias, how big those are, the new Land Cruisers. They're just huge. And this platform is just very simple, and it doesn't try to be anything else. So with all that to say, you mix that up with the V8, you get a lot of power. And I've driven some of the Tundras with the 5.7 and also one with the 4.7. Because it is so heavy, the V8s run great, but with this one particularly, it feels very nimble, feels very powerful, and it's almost like it had an engine swap with the 4th gen, which is very nice. Now, it's nothing crazy, nothing dramatic, but it does make the difference, especially when you're cruising at highway speeds. I'm used to cruising on highway speeds with an 80 series Land Cruiser, and wow, it makes me want to eventually swap the 4.7 in my Land Cruiser, although I'll probably never do that. So yeah, things I like about this 4Runner. Immediate thoughts, right? I just purchased this a few days ago. Been driving it around a little bit now. I love the comfortability. It's very, very comfortable. As you can see, I got some stuff in there. I would say, comparative to my 2014 Toyota Tacoma, the interior I feel like is a little bit more elegant. It's a little bit more pushed off because I felt like the dash was very, very much crowding you in my 2nd gen Toyota Tacoma, 2.5 gen. And here, everything's a little bit more spacious. You got more, maybe less headroom actually in the 4th gen, or maybe right about the same, but it just feels more spacious, especially with the back seats. I mean, just the big difference between the two. Immediately you can tell, and the fact that you're able to recline these just makes it easier on passengers. You do have those rear AC components, so make sure the people in the back are taken care of. And it just feels more passenger friendly. I do really like as well just the creature comforts. Weird knobs here, weirdest thing I've ever seen in terms of climate control. Very basic stereo, but it's got everything you need. I really like the cloth seats. Prefer these because they rip a lot less frequently than the leather, and then you don't have to worry about it as well, and they're very easy to replace. And then they're also power seats, power mirrors, even just for the SR5. And then you have all your controls here for your windows. I do feel like when you are seated on this position, it is very interesting spot where they put all these, because you're kind of like having to reach a little bit, unless you got really long arms. But outside of that, very clean interior, simple. Get your lights, and then probably one of my favorite things is the fact that you can slide this out, block the sun. Then you could also have this down, which is really nice on long road trips. So you put that back, but everything inside just feels plasticky. But honestly, for the rigidity, I do feel like that's best. Here you have a little hidden compartment in the interior. Same position for window controls there. Very big cup holders. I'm so thankful for these because my Land Cruiser is just very much lacking. Then you got, I would call this a burger slash salsa tray or fries tray, which is really nice. Then you got a pretty big console right here to load stuff. And to come around the back, mine came with the optional third row. I do not have it. Unfortunately, the person that sold me the car had it all the way up in Indiana, so I'm not able to get the third row. Plus, I don't think I'll use it much, but I will try to get a pair. Sorry for the stuff, guys. But yeah, I love the LED taillights it has here. And the best part about it is you could roll this window down, rear window, and let me show you that. Take your key and then rolls all the way down. Very nice, especially when you just got to put things in here. I like to leave my longboards pointed out, coming out of the rear hatch, especially when I'm not driving too far, which is super nice. And it does make it feel like very eerie, especially when you have all the windows down. Something to think about, especially with these 4Runners. I know that came in the 3rd gen and the 5th gen, and also the all the generations, which is really nice. Really nice to be able to do that. A lot more space, and if you do need something long, you can fit it through the rear window. A few things I probably need to fix on this. It needs a little bit of rust control. A little bit rusty here, especially behind on the rear of the frame. The rest of the frame is pretty much surface-y rust that I need to pretty much just grind down and repaint over and resurface. But the nice part about this SR5, at least from what I know, it came from the factory with this towing package. I don't know if that was something that was added. You got your muffler there. The V8 sounds very good. And stock shocks, brand new. Looks like just no-name brand tires. Your side steps, and then your OEM rack, which is really nice. These, from what I know, these feel very stable compared to the 90s rack that most Toyotas have. And then the paint's actually in great condition. Can't believe I got it because I feel like I stole this thing. So very elegant in design. I know this is the upgrade or the facelifted 4Runner, because the 03 came with a different set of taillights and a different set of headlights. And then I do believe these are stock rims. I think they look all right. They are getting a little bit of damage. Nothing too crazy. And the nice part about this car is the previous owner before this one, the one that I bought it from, who owned it for about 4 years, actually worked for the Toyota dealership. And so he kept really good maintenance. I mean, you can tell this is pretty much the worst it gets from the paint. Just from highway miles. Then you got a little bit of some of the chrome just peeling off there. But outside of that, I mean, it's in great condition. It's got 311,000 miles. And like I mentioned before, knowing what the 4.7 has done and its history, I mean, many have gone over 1 million miles and have done just fine. So I'm not really too worried, especially knowing that it's been maintained. I do need to do the timing belt on here. Let me pull up the hood. There's the engine bay. A lot smaller than probably the Tundra and Sequoia because it is the 4Runner chassis, but I actually just did the oil change. Very easy to do. And yeah, so with all that to say, very smooth. I love the power that you get with this vehicle. And just because of the V8, the 4Runner feels very light. And it's not really horsepower power, it's more of the torque. Everything is, you're driving down the road, and I guess I'm not used to this because of driving the 80 series 6 inline 6, but you're at 2,000 RPM easy, cruising in 80 miles an hour, which is very nice. Missing a couple components like the battery holder here and timing belts coming up. I think it was last replaced at 238, but shouldn't be too difficult to do, which is actually really nice because you can replace that. It's more of a replaceable part, very accessible through here. And then would love to eventually replace some of these coolant hoses and just redo everything that's I guess baseline the vehicle and make sure all the hoses are fine. But it looks like some of these hoses are actually fairly new, which is really nice. I think one of my CV axles is slightly torn, so I gotta do that. And then suspension wise, you can see there, still got the stock suspension. And with the stock suspension, this thing actually drives like how I would describe it, like a Lexus or a Cadillac. It just kind of soaks over bumps, and I believe a part of it is because it is a stock suspension from 2007, so a lot of it is just worn shocks, and so it's kind of sitting in the springs right now, but it's honestly just fine. I think eventually I'd want to do a Bilstein 5100 upgrade, or maybe the 6112s. But the plan for this vehicle right now is to build it. I'm just kidding. I actually just want to keep this one stock because it is my daily driver. I'm getting about 20 miles to the gallon on the highway. My Camry was getting 24, so honestly this this is not that much worse, and I can't wait to just go on a ton of adventures with it. With it being full-time four-wheel drive, it'll be really easy on the snow, to take in the snow. And I do think it's just kind of like a good overall do it all car, especially for daily driving. You feel comfortable, you feel taller than most cars, so you feel safe, but also you have the reliability. I know 300,000 miles scares a lot of people, but with this motor, honestly, I'm not too scared. I think eventually I'll do a compression test on it. But yeah, so far, so good. I'm excited. I'm going to polish up the headlights, do a couple things, and then I'll kind of remake that video, see what you guys think. But hopefully that was helpful if you guys are looking for something like this. The 4th gen, I think, is very underrated, and especially the V8. It does come with a center diff lock, which is really nice. Not with the rear, but all good. Not sure if the limited model came with the rear. I know they did with the 3rd gens, but the 4th gen, at least very thankful for what I have and excited to kind of adventure with it. And maybe I'll even take some videos of how this thing performs at its stock form. I'm not even going to go stock plus or OEM plus. It's just going to be purely stock. So maybe some Bilstein 5100s at stock height, and then get even some nicer all-terrains, because these ones have no sidewall in it. But yeah, hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. What you think about the 4th Gen 4Runner. What do you think about the V8? Do you think it's worth it having the V8 or having the V6? Both are great motors, great for this vehicle. But honestly, I feel like if, you know, something that I wanted, if I was to get the 4th Gen, was to get the highly sought after V8. Same engine as the Land Cruiser, the Tundra, and all the million-mile motor people have this V8. And, you know, if you're not going to be that much better on miles per gallon, which it seems like it was about 2 miles per gallon difference, I feel like it doesn't matter too much at that point, right? So let me know what you think. Yeah.